everybody and welcome. It's Tuesday sewing and it's a miserable dark day outside. So it's not sunny Scarborough, it's very drab and dark. So I hope the light's okay for you. We've moved the light over a little bit, see if that helps, because it's what I call a sepia day. You know, that sort of tone in the sky, you can't see much. So welcome to all my lovelies. If you're new here, this is Tuesday sewing, where mainly do slow stitch projects, and it varies. I can be working on a cover for one of my journals, or I could be showing you a sewing technique I've on the sewing machine, excuse me, sewing machine or hand embroidery, something along those lines. So if you like the sounds of that and want to join in every Tuesday for a bit of relaxation time for yourself, then please do join us and subscribe and join the happy family. So oh dear, it's happened again. The throat started again. So I think we haven't got too much left to do to this one. This is the one, it started off, I wanted to have all these, it was measured to have well, at least 3 signatures from my edging series, and yeah, I think 3 is going to be, look, you can see, unless we want some nice edgings sticking out, which is what it was about. So I may, well, it depends, we've got how much more I do. I think it would be better with 2, perhaps. I think that's more comfortable, isn't it? Because we've still got things to do. So probably it's going to end up 2. I'll have to make something else for those. But that's fine. That's how it goes, isn't it? So what is going to come out of the pick jar this week? All suggestions gratefully received for our pick jar. And I can't believe that it's not going to be that long before we're going to be putting together the pick jar for December dailies again. It doesn't seem 2 minutes since last year's December dailies, and we had so much fun, didn't we? It was such good fun. It's just what we needed. So for Sewing Tuesday, some suggestions for the pick jar, and usually then I try to incorporate into our stitch whatever's come out of the jar. And anybody that's joining in with us, because there's quite a few now that have been here from the beginning and are sitting sewing themselves on a Tuesday while I rabbit on, it gives a little bit of an extra dimension to their work as well. So let's see what we're going to pick this week. That one. It's actually for pickling this jar. Right, what's it say here? Eyelash trim, Nola. And yeah, she sent me some as well, in the perfect colour. But anyway, ta-da! Thank you, Nola. And this will go perfectly. So as usual, we'll put some lovely photos in here while you go and collect some eyelash trim, if you've got some, to go with your sewing this week. So yeah, here's a few of David's photographs. Okay then, so 10 hours later, It's got it's notorious for getting knotted up, so we've ended up with 2 cards of it now, Nola, because it was the eyelashes. The eyelashes tend to get knotted, don't they? So, perfect colour. I'm going to put a little bit along there, I think, and we'll couch it on. Do we want it double? That'd be quite nice to have it double there, and then you get a bit more eyelash effect, as if we're in the greenery, can't we? That's great. Let me just level them out. Okay then. So, I hope you've managed to find something like this, so that you can add it to your project. And just take some nice deep breaths now. We're just going to get in the moment. Slow stitching is all about finding the time for yourself and to relax and enjoy your project, enjoy your crafting. You've got an hour to yourself to enjoy it and recharge your batteries. So we'll just take some nice deep breaths before we start. Just relax those shoulders down and relax your arms, and take a nice deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Relax those shoulders, relax your hands, and forget about everything that you've got to do today and just concentrate on your sewing. So I'm going to couch this down, and actually I think I'm going to use some of my linen thread. I've got some nice, very fine linen thread, which I think will blend in. These are kits. These are what I put in my, I'm not sure if I've got any slow stitch kits left in the shop. Sorry, I'm mentioning the shop again. It's just, I know quite a few of you struggle to get hold of some supplies, so I've put together a bit of some slow stitch fabric kits, and I'm going to use this. This one is a bit big. That's all right for just doing a big sashiko, is all right for doing my seed stitch, but for couching you've got to have something a bit more manoeuvrable to get round, so this will do us. So we'll start at this end. So it might end up getting tangled in a big mess, but hopefully it'll just give a nice effect of a bit of greenery amongst all this. And it doesn't really matter, does it, which way all the fluffy bits go, because, you know, in natural undergrowth it grows every which way, doesn't it? So let's have a look. Just get this first little bit going. Okay, that's okay. So for couch stitch is one of my favourites. I really love couch stitch because it's so versatile. You can actually stitch most fibres onto your work using couch stitch, and they're usually like this, very difficult to get through your fabric, the back of your fabric, to actually embroider with it. But you want that look, then basically you just couch over the top and it keeps it in place. I'm going to take it around these beads, and it's another way to use your eyelash trim, so thank you for that, Nola, because, you know, most of us will use it for threading through our cards if we've made some tags or journal cards and we want a topper. But it's also really nice to use on your cover. And have a drop of my orange juice. So it's a typical crafting day here. I always find it really strange weather when it's sort of very sepia looking, and it's as if you're looking on an old scene back in time. I think, you know, you watch all the old movies, and they're trying to give atmospheric London, you know, say in Victorian times. They often have that browny sepia tone. Ouch, that was sharp. So it's definitely a day for crafting today. It's not a day for going out much. Got to drag the Nelson out, he won't be pleased. If it's like this, he don't like to go out. He's a fair weather dog. I mean, some dogs just want to get out, they don't care, do they? He's definitely a fair weather dog. He says thank you for his chews. So on that Buy Nelson a Chew page, he says woof woof, thank you. Bit of a difficult task setting that up. That's looking nice, I like that. Leave some, I'm going to leave a few, it's couching too many fluffy bits down I think, so I'll just leave a few, just try and catch just the underneath so that we've got a bit of tufties. So I hope you're all doing well. Oh, it was great to have my hair done yesterday. I feel great. Surprising how it makes you feel good when you've had your hair done. And oh, and to get some colour on it again. I felt as if it was really grey, but Lisa, my hairdresser, said, oh, it wasn't as bad as what she thought. You know, she's obviously not seen me for... We were looking, she last coloured it for me just before Christmas 2019. And then I had it trimmed that January. And then I was about to have it done again when we went into lockdown. So, as you know, and since then it's... it'll have done it good not having any colour on it. But it's how it makes you feel, isn't it? I feel 10 years younger for having my hair back to some... a bit of colour back in it. Because my own colour is very, very dark and it's very thick and coarse, my hair, so it's not shiny at all. It can look quite drab because of the coarseness. Right, I like that there. We've got a bit that goes up there. Now, I've got a little bit of sewing there, so I think we'll take that bit round there. I'm just going to get another length of linen. It's very, very fine, this linen. You have to be careful with it. It does have a habit of snapping. I do like it. Comes on a great big reel. Oh, and also, yes, an old gentleman started on me yesterday in the car park at my auntie's. I've got an elderly auntie and uncle. It's about 30 miles away, and I go for my hair, so I thought I'd call in and check they were okay, because said my uncle's had a week's respite, and I thought if I pop in there for 10 minutes, check how they were. Well, they live in where they are. It's I think the people that buy the flats where they are, they're all inside a building, 2-floor building, but they buy their own apartments, and I think they're all for the over 55, so it's, you know, more of a getting towards retirement and retirement type place. And then also in the grounds there are a few cottages, like for the elderly, and the car park's like a shared car park for the cottages and these apartment flats where my auntie and uncle live. And there's always a bit, you always get it, don't you, where there are certain people, I mean, if they haven't been nice people when they were younger, it doesn't suddenly make them nice people when they're elderly, does it? Oh dear. Anyway, this chap decided he didn't want me to park there. They're always falling out about parking spots and stuff like that anyway. And there was a new lady moving in, and they got the furniture van there parked. Yeah, awkwardly, but what, you know, they had no choice when you're moving in and there's limited space. So, but it didn't block people getting out the car park, but it was a bit difficult. So I'd pulled into a slot, sort of near the entrance, so that I knew I could get out, because I knew I was only popping in to say hello and check they were okay. And he was struggling to get out, because you could tell he was getting cross, because this furniture van was making it a bit more difficult for him to get out with his car. Anyway, I was parked, but you could tell he was chuntering in his car, not very happy. And it was very tight. I thought, crack, he's going to scrape our new car. So I got out and I just went over to him to ask if would he like me to try and move mine a little bit to make it easier for him. Well, he started on me. I shouldn't be parking there. This wasn't a public car park, and then he started swearing at me. Oh. And I didn't, you know, so that was it. And you know, I thought I can stick up for myself. And he was swearing and not being nice. I said, I'm really shocked. I said, to have an old gentleman like yourself effing and jeffing at me like that. I said, I think you're nasty. Oh, and he was going on. Anyway, he wouldn't move. And he was blocking my way. I was trying to walk across the car park then to go on inside. And he wouldn't move, so I thought, well, I'll have to make a move, or else we'll be at this standstill. Well, next thing you know, I tried to make a move to walk across, and then trying to knock me down, set off, trying to hit me with it. So it was like road rage. Really shook me up. It really did shake me up. I you know, because I thought I just stopped dead, and he didn't manage to hit me. But that's not the point, is it? So, yeah, bit of excitement. My auntie says she's going to report him. They couldn't work out who he was. He obviously lived in the cottages, and I think there's probably about 15 cottages there. But I don't suppose everybody knows everybody, do they? And, yeah, I was a bit taken aback, but that's what got me thinking, you know, people don't suddenly become nice people if they've been horrible people all their life. They don't suddenly become this really pleasant, genteel. I mean, they're expensive. It's not like, you know, it's not like you thought, oh, it was, you know, likely to be rough, likely to be a nasty piece of work. You know, they're not they're not cheap, these properties. So it just shows you, doesn't it? And off he went. So we were laughing. We said, look, well, if he don't even turn out to live there, thinking he lives in cottages, and he doesn't live there at all. He's just a nasty man that decided to have an argument. Trust me to be the one who decides to. And this poor woman that was moving in, it wasn't a very good impression for her, was it? She was a bit upset by it, really. And she said, I'm ever so sorry, but, you know, we got to park there. And she'd parked in, oh, that so-and-so slot, you know. You know how sometimes they do. Nothing else to talk about, but you've sat in my chair, or you've, yeah. So that was my excitement for yesterday, as well as getting my hair done. Oh, I like that. I do like that. It just gives you a bit of extra texture, doesn't it? Yeah, lovely. So I am actually going to just carry on now with this seed stitching. Because I want to fill this area in here, and I think I'm going to fill that area, and then all I want to do then, I want to put some more French knots there, and some more bullion knots to give it the stamens of the flowers, and then I think that will be ready. Hope you enjoyed. If you watched yesterday's, hope you enjoyed that with the bubble wrap, the edgings that I did. So much fun using bubble wrap. I really love using it, and you know, it's getting rid of the plastic, repurposing it, isn't it? So that's good. So if we ever come to move house, we won't have anything to wrap all the ornaments and things in, will we? So I'm trying to think who I have been enjoying this week on YouTube. Well, as usual, Kate from the last homely house. Oh, bless her. She's been suffering from vertigo, so her family have been doing a few posts. So if you want to see a beautiful video of the Scottish Highlands here in the UK, check out Kate's channel, because her son and daughter-in-law went there for their summer holidays, and that is beautiful. They are beautiful, the Scottish Isles. They are as if you're in a completely different world. Very atmospheric. So she did a little video, and a little cat's died. Well, not little, she's an elderly cat that, you know, was always on all her videos. So she's died, bless her. And but she was showing the old money last night. When we watched it last night, she was showing the old English money that before decimalisation, and she got some, still got, I don't think I've got any from when I was little, and she found somebody on Etsy that lasers out parts of the money, because I think the halfpenny piece had a lovely old galleon ship on it, and this guy's sort of lasered it out and turned it into a pendant for her. So yeah, if you want to, you know, that's this week's post from her. Really, really interesting, and especially, like, I do remember, I mean, I don't remember what each the currency was worth. She remembered all that, and David can. I can't remember. I think it turned out that in a pound there would have been 400 and something of these old pennies, was equivalent to a pound. They were very large and dirty things, really. I don't know if I think they were bronze. So I've enjoyed that. And then I've found my new favourite is somebody called Mike Deakin. and you may all know of him. He's more of an art journaler. He's got quite a large channel. He's got about 27,000 subscribers, something like that. And he is really interesting. He is he's also from our part of the world. He is a Yorkshireman, and he's very talented, very talented. He's done a series 7 days to Halloween, or 7 days of Halloween, where he's done some different projects. So if you want to get in the Halloween mood, they'd be nice for you to go and check out. And I was doing a few, you know, going back and watching some of his old posts. And his partner, his husband, makes all sorts of memorabilia for steampunk memorabilia. And it turns out that they go every year, which is where it's sort of, it's a small world, isn't it? Well, it is here in the UK. They say it's a small world when you bump into people that have done similar things or whatever. They go and do the shows at Whitby, because obviously they have stalls there, as well as the goth weekend, the steampunk weekend. And I've been talking about that, haven't I? I was talking about that when I was doing the Halloween journals. And yeah, so you'll have to try and have a look at that one. It is actually in Whitby. He does footage of everybody all dressed up in their steampunk costumes and what have you. And he shows Whitby Abbey. So it's fun, especially if you have bought or you're interested in David's Gothic digitals for Halloween this year. And I'm talking about Whitby and some of the papers of Whitby Abbey, because of Dracula being written there. You can actually see a bit of video footage in person on his channel, and so we really enjoyed that. He must have been there at the same time when David and I used to go and do the bars, some of the bars there for the big events. And it was nice to see inside the pavilion and some of the stalls and things. But yeah, and he does a weekly vlog. They're a really lovely couple, really interesting couple. They've got this gorgeous whippet called Mr. Bentley, and right calm, gentle little dog, and just lovely guys, and but very, very talented artist. It's funny how you can be searching through YouTube channels, can't you, for a couple of years or whatever, and only just come across people sort of in the art and junk journaling world. And especially since we've been watching a lot on television, you know, on the television instead of the computer, and they come up with, oh well, you know, if you've watched this you'll like this more. So you know, you come across all these new channels that you don't know about, so that's been good. Rachel started her Christmas. She started her Christmas making ephemera, because the thing is, if you're making things to sell, people want to get them. If they're going to gift them, they want to be able to get them pretty early, don't they? You know, sometimes with postage overseas is a bit rocky at the moment, and you've got to get things made early. So yeah, that was nice. And it's funny how you get things out, don't you, from last Christmas that you've got left over. And you could tell that Rachel had done that. She made like a little ephemera holder last year, and she sort of refound it, and you get all excited because you find bits of ephemera that you've made and didn't get chance to use, or stamps and things, you know, and you put it away after Christmas and think, oh, I don't want to see any more Christmas craft. And then here we are again, ready. I didn't have too much left last year, actually. But then I save all my Christmas cards. You never know when you can use them for something. Like we do hoarding stuff that half of the time perhaps we never use again. So anything you've got to tell me, let me know if there's any new channels you've found recently that you think I'd enjoy. And what projects you're working on. I'm just doing seed stitch at the moment, if people are not aware. And it's just, you just do random stitching in different directions. It's very good as a fill-in stitch, but also it just gives a lovely effect as well, depending on the different threads. So you can use different threads to get different looks. This is perlé. I like using perlé because it's got a bit of a twisted edge to it, and I just think sometimes it catches the light in different directions. Now you can keep twisting to make sure that you keep going in different directions. You can keep twisting your fabric round so that you know that you are going to be in different directions. I think I need to get rid of this. It's struggling now with it. There we go. We'll carry on a bit more with this. So this is it, number 8 perlé. So that's quite a fine one. I have got some slightly thicker than this as well. Which I think is a 5. There we go. So I think I've told you all my news, all the excitement. It's getting to that time of year where you feel more like spending time in your craft room because it's miserable out, and you know, garden now, the garden is starting to get its autumn coat, and you know, the main thing for doing in garden is sweeping leaves up, which I hate leaf sweeping. They get everywhere, especially if you've had rain. They go all soggy, don't they? When they're all crisp and lovely and you can rustle through them in the wood, I love that sound. But when you've got them in your garden, yeah, it's funny how, like, you'll have to let me know, you guys over in the States, why you call your gardens yards. To us here in the UK, yard, the backyard, is going back to the old houses, like there used to be rows of terraces, and then they used to have a hard area at the back where people could hang the washing, and they used to have outdoor toilets. I remember when going to my nan's when I was probably only about 5 or 6, and you used to have to go in the backyard, walk across this hard standing and go to the toilet outside. I never realised how fortunate we were actually. We had an indoor toilet as kids, and really we were very fortunate. It never occurred to me at the time how fortunate we were to have an indoor toilet. So the yard was something either concreted or asphalted, and there are some properties today that still have a backyard, or sometimes they'll call it an outside patio, which is, you know, like a hard standing area where you could put some potted plants in pots and things to make it decorative. But there's no grass, no soil. It's all hard standing. And if you have got grass and plants and things like that, we call it your garden. So in the States, are gardens just for, say, parks and large, you know, large open space where you go and visit to look at the plants and the, you know, the setup? Is that what gardens are over for you guys? Because I have noticed that everybody will say, you know, I've been doing some yard work, I need to get everything done for fall. And I realise that, you know, really that is your garden. So let me know about that. It's interesting. It's interesting to know, and if there's a reason behind why, you know, they're called your backyard. This there was like a row of terrace where my nana lived in a row. They used to go round in a square, so you'd have, oh, in fact, actually, I think there was allotments at the back, but there was a row of houses there on one road, and then a row here, and then a row there, and then everybody came out the back door and shared this yard area at the back. So that's where people shared it. They could sit out, or the kids could play out, that sort of thing. It was shared. It was like sort of a courtyard area, and you know, everybody, we're talking early 60s when she lived there, and you know, all the people that were in that like yard area all used to help each other out and bake for each other. And I remember there was an old lady lived next door to my nan, because I think my nana was about in her 40s then, and she had one of these old range fires, what they used to have in really old houses. And my nana used to take her bread round. She always used to make her own bread, and she'd take her bread out, a bread round to this lady, Mrs. Ward they called her. So everybody used to take the bread to be proved and baked in this old range, everybody in the courtyard. And actually it was, you know, it was quite a nice community, because I think they were all very poor then, and you know, they all helped each other. But there used to be, and I remember there was an old gentleman that had the corner house, and I used to be scared of him. And there was a song that was out at that time called Take Me Home Kathleen, and every time he saw me, this chap, he used to scare me because he used to sing this, Take Me Home Again Kathleen, at the top of his voice. And I remember being really scared of him and thinking, well, he's wrong, because I'm Catherine, I'm not Kathleen, my name's Catherine, and he's singing this silly song. And it got where I used to like peek out the door if I had to go to the toilet. As they say, the toilets were outside. If I had to go to the toilet, I used to like check to see if he wasn't around before I dashed. I dashed like mad to go, because I thought he might come out and start singing at me. Isn't it funny, sort of things that you you know, you remember things that stick in your mind from when you was young. And that certainly did. And I used to love going round. It was fascinating for me to go and see this old range. And it was sort of, you know, she used to do her ironing. There was, I remember, there was like a proper iron that was just like a wooden handle with a big iron shape that she used to heat in this fire, heat by this fire on a, like a stand, so it obviously didn't get dirty. And then she'd do all her ironing, they'd do their ironing with it. And so that used to be stood on a stand. And then at the side there were like these baking ovens, a bit like the modern Argas are today. And I used to love going round and see there was a lovely coal fire roaring, this iron on this stand, and then these little ovens, and my nana used to put the bread in there, and then we'd go back to my nana's house and then go back round again when it was time to get this bread out, this range oven. It was fun. Anyway, I've come to the end of my thread there, and the camera's starting to get a little bit hot. As you know, we are still holding on with a wing and a prayer with our old camera. And I need to leave it there for you. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been lovely. Been lovely to have your company here on, all joining me on a Tuesday for a bit of sew and chat. And yeah, let me know what projects you're doing and any new channels you think I'd like to watch. So take care, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye for now.